Hello y'all, it's Jillian Beeler again, and I want to spill some tea on Mermay. And I know I'm a little bit late, but y'all, I have a full-time job and, life, adulting things. Anyway, I have been participating in Mermay for 2 years now. So I have a little bit of experience. I just wanted to give you my take on it. I'm not an expert, so take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, let me first talk about last year's Mermay. I did 18 or 19, and I mostly followed the prompts. And I'm mostly stuck to the schedule. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was kind of limited by the mermaid tails. Only because, at the time, I felt like there was only so many positions that you could do the mermaid tail and the body in order to, show off the character design. I feel like part of this challenge is to create a quote-unquote character design, not necessarily saying you'll use them, but if I'm going to do a character designing type challenge, I want to show off the outfit. That's the main thing about the character, or at least that's my feelings on it. Overall, I feel like I was successful last year with the ones I ended up doing. This year, I did a different approach. I really didn't follow the prompts, other than for May the 4th Be With You Day, and I felt like I had to do that one with Leia. I did a handful of fan art pieces with a mermaid twist. And then I did some of my own original designs, like this cute little neon mermaid. I feel like she would be a really cute sticker, lunchbox, or tote bag, mascot-y type look. She kind of reminds me of something that I would have had in the 5th grade with Elisa Frank for realsies. I think it's the color palette that did it, that remind me of some of her stuff. I will say at one point I had planned to do this challenge traditionally, with watercolor. Unfortunately, that didn't come to fruition. When I had made that plan, I had been furloughed from my job and wasn't sure when I would get to go back. And so I made some plans to occupy myself with something, and that among those things was a traditionally done mermaid. In a way, I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to do that, with my job. It's hard to do traditional stuff anymore, because by the time I get home and pull out my stuff to do it, I'm just too tired to really dig all that stuff out and then to put it back, and I only get an hour or two to draw or whatever, and I want to spend some time with my family and my cat, and it's just easier to sit in the living room and draw on my iPad while watching TV than it is to have a sketchbook and water pencils or a whole water palette, trying to get a painting done in an hour when it would take more likely 3 or 2. I'm still a slowpoke when it comes to watercolors. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm sorry I sound sniffly. I don't know what is in the air, but it needs to go now. Anywho, in a way, I'm kind of glad I ended up doing it digitally, Now you can have at least a pretty speed paint while I ramble on about Mermay. Alright, now let's talk about pros, cons, why to do it, why not to do it, and that sort of thing. Pros, I think it's good practice. Like, I don't normally draw mermaids. Like, occasionally I will. But it's something different. And it's a good way to participate in, like, a community thing. Like, you can see what other people are doing. And you can take inspiration from it. And it's good to just experiment with different color techniques and different color palettes and all sorts of good things. And sometimes, like, you gain like a little bit more of a following from it. Like, I have more of a time with that in Inktober than Mermay, at least so far. But, like, it potentially more eyes will be on the social medias for the different mermaids. Like, I think anytime you're practicing art is a good thing. And for me, particularly, it was a way just to break out from what I normally do and to just play around with different things. I think some of the cons is like the prompts. Like, that could be good for some people and it could be bad for some people. And like, for me this year, I wasn't really inspired by the prompts, but last year I was. So it just depends on you and the prompts and how it hits you that year. And anyhow, overall, I think the pros outweigh the cons. Like, another con is the time factor. 31 days is like a long time to devote to anything. And I mean, it's good to get into that habit, but I draw almost every day anyway if I have the opportunity. So for me, it's really not necessarily gonna get me into that habit. It's just going to break me from doing something that I've had in mind or that I really want to do. Like, I feel like sometimes with these challenges, there can be this unseen pressure to participate. To me, at least with the Mermay, I take it as a fun little thing to do. It's not that serious. It's mermaids, people. Mermaids are supposed to be fun. Like, you can have a scary one, you can have a cute one. It doesn't really matter as long as you're having fun and learning something from it. Which is one reason why I didn't stress out about it. It's something to be fun and, like, to be enjoyed. Anything like these little art challenges, I feel like they're to build up our art communities and stuff and not discourage or frustrate. And I think it's very unfortunate that it does frustrate or discourage people to join in. Like, I feel like you can be at any level, whether it's like true beginner with like sketchbook or whatever that's like a notepad, or doodling in a sand with stick figures, to like gallery ready the moment the brush touches the canvas types. You know, you should be able to just enjoy it. And I think it's important as a community that we're there for each other, that we're willing to help each other, that we can give each other advice and helpful critiques and all that stuff. Like, I'm very open. I know I'm not the best artist ever, and I try to be open on the other end in terms of, like, if someone asks me some advice, I mean, I don't know anything, but I can tell you stuff that helped me. Whether it helps you or that you like it is another thing entirely. And I'm not saying that we don't have our rotten eggs that we need to get rid of for one reason or another. But overall, I think the art community is decent. Like, it needs some work. Any community needs some work. But I still think it's worth participating in, and that's one reason why I do these little art challenges, is I want to feel a part of the community. I may be a really small part, but I at least want to say I try to do a little bit, and hopefully next year I'll do even more mermaids. And I think ultimately it comes down to personal choice, as well as like your own values in art and what you're wanting to get out of it and that sort of thing, whether or not you want to join in on these challenges, whether it be Mermay or a different one. I think it's just important that you enjoy it and or take pride in it, or whatever it is that makes you do the art. And like, if you don't do art, that's fine. Like, look out for people who are doing stuff, who are trying to participate in the art community. You can participate yourself by like commenting on their stuff and like watching them and that sort of thing. Like, I don't feel like you have to necessarily draw. Like, some things I feel like you can only understand if you're drawing, like some artistic frustrations. But other than that, like, I think you could understand it if you like thought about it as a new skill that you're learning and not necessarily something else. Most of us artists weren't born knowing how to draw. Like me personally, I have fought tooth and nail for every bit of improvement that I have made. Anyhow, this next mermaid is my friend Drug the Reaper's Mermaid OC. I'll leave down below her links and stuff. Check her out on DeviantArt and YouTube. She's really nice. She's really been helpful in terms of giving me some nice critiques to help me improve, and I feel like we can talk about that sort of thing and understand each other and give each other art tips, whether it's helpful or not. We're at least trying, I guess. Anyway, she's super nice, and her art is very cool. She does like this really cool technique that's like hatchy, and it's so pretty. She really has improved over such a short amount of time, and she deserves all the followers and watchers and all that jazz that she can get. Anyhow, this next one is Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Yay! I was really proud of how she turned out. The waves, particularly. I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross, and it made me want to do a seascape. And like, I think next time I try to draw this same drawing, I'll do it traditionally. That way I can do the more Bob Rossy type techniques with the waves. Like, blend a little bit of his philosophy into my techniques. I don't know. Just to try something different. Maybe next Mermay. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed Mermay. Hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And I hope to see y'all again next time.